What's going on, guys? Multiverse here with a new action figure review video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Gamerverse 2-pack of Warmachine versus Omegared. Starting out the video, guys, we're of course taking a look at this beautiful Marvel Legends Gamerverse packaging, and I do love the design that they got going on here with the big open face window, seeing both characters and their accessories right through it, sitting in the box. Marvel Legends series at the top corner, as well as the Gamerverse logo at the top. Warmachine versus Omegared at the bottom, but not just written on there. They are in a beautiful 8-bit design, which is absolutely phenomenal. I love that they did that. I believe this is from Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. Feel free. Flipping over to the side, guys, we do, of course, see the Warmachine from the game, as well as the figure printed front and center with his name at the bottom. Over here on the back, guys, is a nice little image of an arena that they're fighting in with their health bars at the top. And I do wish I had these other figures. I know they have a Wolverine and Silver Samurai sitting at my local GameStop, so I'm very eager to pick that up. And they have a Cyclops versus Thanos. I really hope this is saying that these also come together. If these two come together and these two come together, you know, walk like a duck, quack like a duck, it's probably a duck, right? So I'll be on the lookout for these guys. But I do love the imagery we have on the back of the figures, actually in some fighting poses for each other. So I do love seeing that. It's got a bunch of the warning labels down here and Gamerverse as well. Flipping on this side, guys, is of course Omegared himself with the 8-bit image from the game and the figure front and center with his name at the bottom. And I do love that they did that. They got Warmachine over here with Warmachine and Omegared over here with Omegared. So I do think that that was a beautiful decision on Hasbro's part. Up here at the top, guys, is of course the Gamerverse logo again, and of course Marvel. And then down here at the bottom is the barcode for you barcode guys. With all that said, guys, I'm very eager to rip these guys out of the packaging, so let's get to it. So right here, guys, is Warmachine versus Omegared, fresh out of the packaging and here on the turntable. For my first-hand impressions on both of these figures, I think they are both phenomenally well done. They are first timers in my collection. I only have a Diamond Select Toys Warmachine, but I've never had an Omegared before. I honestly don't know too much about Omegared other than the fact that he hates Wolverine and that he's gonna be one of the villains in the Wolverine video game. So I'm looking forward to learning more about him, and I'll probably check out some comics that actually have him in it to learn more about the character, because he definitely looks bad ass in figure form. When it comes to both of these guys, though, I feel like they were both given a decent amount of love, and they aren't just simple cash grabs. They have beautiful detail, they have their own standout accessories, and I mean, look at them. They are just beautiful pieces of eye candy, and I cannot wait to take a closer look at both of them. But before we jump into the detail, guys, let's take both of them out of the spotlight and take a closer look at the accessories that they did come with. When it comes to the accessories, guys, these guys do come with their own little miniature arsenals. We are going to start off with Warmachine's arsenal over here. He does, of course, come with his little plasma blaster, and it is a little bit blurry, so let me try to fix that for you. There we go. Beautifully detailed with the white tip all the way down to the red fiery emblems going down. And the plug-in, I do love that they disguised it as its own little flame, so that way you can pick up his little shoulder cannon here and just simply plug it right in to be a perfect fit. You don't have to worry about it falling off or anything, but it looks like they did add in a little plug-in for a stand that unfortunately did not come with the package. Pulling the package back in here, there is nothing inside for a stand for it, but I do believe Dupe is sitting around here somewhere, so let me grab him. Unfortunately, guys, we couldn't find Dupe, but we did find Headpool flying around the room. So I believe that if you just take this off here and take this off there, you can get some nice little still shots like he just shot it out of his cannon going towards Omegared, trying to take him out. So I do love seeing that, but I would have preferred a stand to come with it, because not everybody was lucky and picked these up for characters like Headpool or the Maximum series Deadpool for dupe to come into their collection. So if you're going to add in a plug, I would suggest adding in a stand with everyone that does it. But this right here does look amazing, and the cannon itself is beautifully detailed. Just a simple painted colored black. I would have preferred a little bit of like some of that blue steel color painted into it, but it is what it is. We got what we got, so I'm not going to complain about it. But I do love the little ventilation they have back here for it, for where the smoke, you know, just shoots right out the back. He does, of course, come with 2 fisted hand, beautifully detailed to show that they are ironclad. And then he, of course, comes with 2 repulsor hands, but unfortunately, he does not come with any repulsor blasts. If you're going to give us these hands, guys, same thing. He needs to come with repulsor blasts. It just completes the character, and if you have some extra ones laying around from Iron Man, you can definitely plug it in, no problem. But not to fear, we have some here, and you are able to take this here. Well, I'm just rhyming left and right, ain't I? We can take this repulsor blast, and it does peg into his foot too, so you can get him into some nice flying poses as well. Go ahead and set these off to the side, and he comes with a beautifully detailed missile that also has a plug at the bottom. Same situation, same old song and dance. This just plugs right into the bottom of it, and it looks as though that War Machine just shot a missile at omegared. But if you're going to add that, I would have preferred a little bit of fire effect on the back, just to show a little, you know what I mean? Going over to omegared's accessories, guys, he does, of course, come with his little metal whips that are lashes that come out of his wrists, and I do love that they are completely different. Styled the same, but molded completely different, and one is longer than the other, so that way you can actually showcase him getting some action shots in. If you're trying to put them up on Instagram, you can have him just being disarmed where there's nothing plugged in, and it is just a simple peg. We removed his hands, obviously, but there is just a simple peg hole here, and you just plug it right in like so, and it holds nice and snug. It's not all the way in right now, but there we go. Now it's all the way in, and you are able to get him in some good stylized shots. He also has some that he has not shot out yet, maybe for some close range attacks, little smack action there. He does, of course, come with 2 fisted hands with a beautiful Omega symbol in the hands, and then he also comes with 2 beautifully detailed gripping hands, which I'm definitely going to be using to try to choke Wolverine and choke War Machine in this hand, and it's just going to be a beautiful time on Instagram. With all that said, though, guys, let's go ahead and move away from the accessories and take a closer look at the detail. When it comes to the detail, guys, we are going to start off with the man himself, War Machine. I do love his head sculpt, just the different tones that he has going on. The black, the steel blue. The steel blue is really standing out, and on my lights, it looks extremely shiny. He's not this shiny in real life, but he looks very glossy, very shiny in the light. I do love the top of the helmet, how it definitely has its own design going on up here. My camera keeps fading in and out. I don't know why it's struggling to focus on him. Let's get omegared out of here and see if that kind of fixes it a little bit and move him back. All right, that seems to have done something. So, like I was saying, the top of the head is beautifully detailed, and I do love that they see the little ear compartments as well as his little aimer on the side of his head. Or it might be a flashlight. I believe it might be a laser so he can aim though. Looking at the cannon, guys, we already took a little bit of a look at the detail, but I do want to showcase that it is on a track with a ball joint so you can get them to kind of swivel left and right and just slide it up and out of the way when you don't want him to be engaged. Moving this up out of the way though, guys, looking down at the torso and the rest of the armor is beautifully detailed. It all looks phenomenal, and I just simply cannot get over this. I unfortunately missed out on all the other War Machine figures that came out from Marvel Legends, but this guy right here, when I saw he was coming out for the Gamerverse, I could not pass him up. War Machine is a fun character. He is a head honcho in the Avengers nowadays, but just this figure, guys, looks phenomenal. It feels phenomenal, and I love that it is equally balanced. You know, he stands up on his own, even with the shoulder cannon on. You don't have to worry about him being top heavy, even though he kind of looks like he would be. but he is beautifully detailed from top to bottom. And even the back is where he kind of is lacking, but the back of the boots is where he got most of the love. You can say it's more of the sides though, but the back is a little bit lacking, which is unfortunate. I could have swore that it was more detailed than this. That's why I started out with even the back is going to be detailed, but unfortunately it's not. With all that said, guys, let's go ahead and get omegared out here. In terms of omegared's detail, guys, this guy was given about the same amount of love as Warmachine, being that his head to torso in the front is beautifully detailed, but the back is where it is lacking. Just a little bit of back muscles, and you can see that this is a little bit too tight for his buttocks back here. But flipping back up to the front, guys, this is where the eye candy is going to lie for this figure. It really kind of bums me out that the back is not detailed. I prefer when you can actually see the armor going all through in it, like we just saw with the Punisher figure. They did the front, they did the back, but I don't know if that's just because it was the MCU figure. They want to make it more realistic, but I guess if, you know, in the game, you're not really looking at the character's back too much, so I guess, you know, they don't have to do it, but he is still beautifully detailed. The face sculpt is my all-time favorite. I love just how evil this guy looks. Once again, I don't know too much about him. I just know he really hates Wolverine, and we're getting him in the Wolverine game. That's all I know so far. But I do love that the hair is beautifully detailed, goes all the way down, and it doesn't get in the way. It is all a soft plastic, so you can bend it out of the way, so that way you can get them to look left and right, and kind of get them to look up and down as well. But we'll dive more on that in the articulation. And even having his little pellets on his chest here, beautifully detailed. The harness is amazing, and it doesn't get in the way of articulation as well. And even going down to the knee pads, he's kind of lacking for his legs and his boots, but the knee pads are there, and they are sculpted onto the figure instead of just painted. Looking at you, McFarlane. With all that said, guys, let's go ahead and move away from the detail and take a closer look at both of their size, their articulation, and then we'll jump into some size comparison. When it comes to how tall both of these characters stand, guys, Warmachine to the top of the head looks like he stands at exactly 6 5/8. So he is a little bit shorter than omegared, who stands at the top of the head, not to the top of the hair. Looks like about 7 1/4. So he is taller than Warmachine. Starting off with the articulation for Warmachine, let's go ahead and twist this out of the way. His head is on a ball joint, guys, so it does look left and right, looks up and down, and even his neck is in there kind of twisting a little bit, so if you can see that. His arms, the shoulder pads do lift out of the way, so he can reach up to almost 90 degrees. He has bicep swivel with double hinged elbows, although my elbow is stuck. That's really stuck. All right, so he does have double hinged elbows, but this one is really latched on there. Just a little flathead to pop it forward. His hands do interchange, so they are on a rotation joint that hinges up and down, so you can switch it out no problem. When it comes to his ab crunch is almost non-existent to the front, but he is a limbo master at the Marvel Legends parties. He does have a little bit of a waist swivel. His legs can do a bit of a split. Upper thigh cut, double hinged knees, and when it comes to his ankles, they go down, they go up. He has beautiful ankle pivot, but unfortunately no toe articulation. And now for omegared, guys, starting off with his head sculpt. His hair kind of gets in the way, but it is a soft plastic, so he can still look up and look down. He can also look side to side, and if I wanted to strain the hair, he can twist all the way around, but it twists right off, so don't want to risk breaking this peg, so I'm not going to do that again. And for you guys, I personally wouldn't recommend it either, but it is your figure. He does, of course, come with some beautiful butterfly joints that he can go to forward and back. His arms go out about 90 degrees, bicep swivel, double hinged elbows. Hands are interchangeable, so they also rotate and hinge up and down as well. When it comes to his ab crunch, like I said, guys, the harness does not actually get in the way. So he does bend forward about that far and bend back about this far, but he is not invited to the limbo party. He does have a waist swivel, can hit the omega splits, upper thigh cut, double hinged knees, and for the ankles, they go down, they go up, no toe articulation, and of course the beautiful ankle pivot. Starting off with the size comparison, guys, here we have Warmachine and omegared standing next to the very comic accurate Wolverine. As you can see here, they do scale together beautifully. Next up, guys, here we have Warmachine and Omega Red standing next to the invincible Iron Man. And as you can see here, they also work perfectly. Next up, guys, here we have them standing next to the McFarlane Toys The Dark Knight. And I feel like Warmachine is a bit too short, but Omega Red might work. He is just simply there. The proportions are off, but when Batman's out there fighting Killer Crocs and penguins the size of 2'3", I feel like this could simply work for those two. And last but definitely not least, guys, here we have the two standing next to the NECA Toys Scarface Predator. And I do feel like this works beautifully, and I would love to see Omega Red take on a Predator. Alrighty, guys, and there you have it. Another action figure review video in the books on my channel for you guys to enjoy. When it comes to my final review on both of these figures, for the Warmachine, I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10. And for the Omega Red, he is going to settle with the 8 out of 10. Don't get me wrong, guys, these figures are absolutely phenomenal. Both of them beautiful pieces of eye candy to have on the shelf, but I just cannot give them the 10 out of 10. They do come with a decent amount of accessories, but for Warmachine to be missing the repulsor blast for himself, I get it. He's got a missile, he's got a cannon blaster, but you have to have them if you're going to showcase these hands here. And for Omega Red, maybe just a little more punching effects or something, just a little more accessories for him. With all that said, though, guys, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. We are back to putting up at least 2 videos every single week, and I'm trying to pump out at least 1 to 2 videos a day for you guys. Got a lot of free time on my hands with my different job here, so definitely going to be diving into YouTube more. With that being said, guys, don't forget, let me know what your favorite Marvel vs. Capcom character was, who was your main, and with all that said, I'm getting out of here, and I will see you in the next video. Later.